People, make sure that you make sure that you go ahead and check out the Beeline Entertainment Stuff and Things shop. We got all merchandise that you're looking for. Everything to promote the show. That's right, from hats to glasses to cups to sweatshirts to t-shirts, you name it. Boys, girls, babies, whoever wants to show off that they love watching the Beeline Entertainment LLC. We can't wait to see you in your brand new gear. Come on and check it out today. Let's go! Check it out, guys. Make sure you check it out. Also, check this out. It's Tuesday. Yo, what up? I'm back at it, man. Listen, I don't know what's been going around or what was happening, but, man, this sickness stuff took your boy out. I was out for like 2 weeks, yo. I tried to run back and do the wrestling show. That was what I was able to do last week, but, yo, we back at it this week. First web show of February. And I'm very glad to see you guys. If you don't know who I am, my name is Brian B. And I'm going to tell you that this is the Beeline Web Show. We host this Tuesday nights as well as a variety of other shows. And if you go on YouTube, you can like and you can share and you can subscribe to the channel and get to know us a little bit. We do host the Beeline Web Show on Tuesday nights. Tomorrow night, we're back with Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk. We're going to figure something out to talk about wrestling because wrestling been ass. But we still got to talk about it. So Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk if you're a wrestling fan. And then this Thursday night, returning, we got the Beeline Entertainment Show, baby. We were supposed to have a nostalgia night a couple weeks ago, but it's going to be this Thursday. We're going to do the 80s talk. So we're talking about the 80s, all things 80s, TV, movie, toys, food. It's going to be a really fun show, especially if you were coming up around that time. But listen, I want to tell you guys, we're also looking for sponsors as well as people who want to do partnerships with us so we can put your ads and stuff like that into our shows and whatever you're promoting or anything that you're doing. We also got a couple of people we're talking to just to, showcase them because I like them. If you know, I drink Waterloo sodas, man. I love Waterloo. So I'm trying to talk with them, see if they can, help us out a little bit, see what they want to do. But listen, guys, as that, this is the Beeline Web Show. Let's go. Let me check that out. There's one person that liked you. These are conversations that I've definitely thought out for a second. And you were talking to the damn bounties, and every time you man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Playboy.
Yeah, thank you, bro. That's a big difference. That's awesome, though. Like so many different things that it's nothing like wrestling. I want the Raiders.
Yeah, come on,
Yo, he wants to go back to Back at it, guys. If you guys don't know, this is the very first show that I started with this entertainment channel. I mean, I started this show 6 years ago, and we've been talking to so many different people, so many different guests, so many different topics. It's been so much fun, man. And I'm glad to be back on tonight. Like I said, this is my returning show. Tonight, we're going to be talking a little bit of everything because I got some things I want to get off my chest. It's just going to be me tonight, and we'll be back to regularly scheduled programming here in a couple of days. But man, there's been a lot going on. But we definitely are going to be talking about, married life a little bit, comparing it a little bit to single life. And, since it's just me, I'm giving my take on it. But if you want to chime in, definitely chime in the comments. We also look for 10 subscribes every show. So 10 subscribes, hit that YouTube and subscribe to the channel. But guys, man, so like I said, just kind of starting it off, bro. I've been sick, man. I've been chilling in the house. And there's nothing like a good sickness to make you kind of calm down and reevaluate and see what's going on. And, sometimes you got to just slow down, bro. Like, COVID, taught that all to us when we were in that situation. And it's crazy to think, bro. But I was watching the video and somebody said something about COVID. And I was like, damn, COVID was 6 years ago, bro. Remember how crazy that shit was? Like, everybody was wilding out. That's when everybody started podcasting and stuff like that or whatever. And then a lot of people died off. But listen, bro, I'm not trying to be funny when I say that. I mean, a lot of people died off from podcasting. They didn't want to continue doing it or whatever. But listen, COVID was no joke. But I started doing this, around that time, and it's just like it gets crazy whenever you recollect, like, man, something that's serious. We were like, at one point, we're like, oh man, the world is going to always be like this. Then it kind of got back to normal a little bit. But at the same time, I'm still like, man, shit is just crazier than ever, bro. We got all this stuff coming out every single day about the leaders of the country and just the people in power. Let's just say that shit. I don't want to say talk too much because this is the crazy conversation with this stupid shit, but the people that are in power, man, like I don't understand why we keep arguing with each other about everything. Like people really are picking so many sides, and none of these motherfuckers is on our side, bro. That's what I've been trying to say to people for so long. Like every time I've had conversations about government or any position or political party or anything like that. First of all, I hate it. Second of all, I don't believe in any of that shit, yo. I don't trust any of that shit. I don't think that any of them people are doing anything to help people, yo, at all. I think everybody, they all got their own agenda, their own fucking, societies and all that stuff, whatever they got, and it's coming out more than ever. So one thing I want to say to start it off, we're gonna do something positive. Okay, hey, listen, I hear you. Listen, bro, I appreciate you coming in the comments, saying what you say. I don't know shit about nothing, so it is what it is. Like we're getting a lot of information now, and that's one of the things that is problematic, man. It's problematic and it's also good. But I was thinking about this shit, yo. Hear me out. You got AI, you got all this shit, right? You got all this stuff going on. You got all this stuff that you don't know what to believe. Like, how many times, think about it, how many times do you look at Instagram or Facebook or whatever social media platform you're on, and you look at a picture or something like that, and you're literally like, yo, what the fuck is this? Is this real? You're looking at it, you're like, oh man, there's some like wrestlers and stuff like that I see, and the wrestling girls and shit like that, and they're in bikinis and this and that. I'm like, this is not them. This can't be them. They wouldn't do that. I've never seen this before. You get a whole bunch of weird shit all the time. So then you see shit. Now you're stuck. Everything you look at is a decision, if you believe it or not. Everything you look at. That's how crazy shit is now. And for the most part, the stuff that you're looking at is stuff that you take at face value. It's like, okay, this is something that I'm reading, this is something that could be true, it could not be true, but for the most part, it's something that you're choosing to believe or not. So it's really difficult. That's how you get all of your information. So whether you get Epstein files and you get all these pictures and all this other bullshit or whatever and stuff like that, you are just choosing to believe what you get from the sources that you have. That's it. And it's hard after a while because you're constantly in this state of I don't know. That's why I just said I don't know, bro. Facts. We are screwed unless we come together. We definitely are, man. And that's one of the biggest things. Like, we really need to understand that these people that are in power, no matter what the fucking truth is, they ain't doing nothing for us, bro. And we keep fighting each other and arguing about red, blue, green, yellow, black, white, like all these colors, bro. But it's just people really just need to understand, like, we really, really, really need to start focusing on what the people need, bro. What do we need, yo? Do we community, leadership, fellowship? Like, we need a whole bunch of real matters that are going to change things, not just be topics of discussion, bro. And I've been struggling a little bit recently with every now and then I have these battles where it's just like I'm on social media, I'm making this business, I'm doing all this stuff. It forces me to constantly engage, yo. But sometimes, especially as I'm getting older, I just get tired. I just get tired, bro. I just get tired of the fake full bullshit reality. I get tired of fucking the uninvestment that I'm making with this part of my life where it's not real. Like there are times when people say shit like, "Oh, go touch grass" and shit. Yeah, it's like an asshole thing to say, right? But at the same time, it's just like you do know when you are outside and you are touching grass and you are fucking smelling fresh air and shit like that. That's real shit, right? Like that's reality. You're not watching TV, you're not watching a fucking YouTube clip. That's reality. That's where you're outside. You are alive. You're in fucking nature. You are in the world. Like you're a piece of it. When you're watching all this shit, especially now, you're really starting to understand just how much corrupted bullshit is around you, man. And it gets tiring. And lately I've been kind of thinking about, hey man, like how often do I want to be on social media? How often do I want to be connected? How often do I want to be a part of this false reality? Man, it's challenging. It's really challenging. I love this show. I love this, this environment and this engagement. I love being able to speak this kind of venting it and speaking it to you guys, and also just sharing opinions with people. But because it is a connection as well, it's got its benefits, but the benefits are definitely like lessened because of all the bullshit. So I just want to say to you guys something positive to start off the show. Honestly, pay attention to what you're mad at. I think that's the best way to put it. Pay attention to what you're mad at. Pay attention to who you're mad at. Ask yourself, instead of sticking to your guns, instead of your stubbornness, instead of your deliberateness, understand why and what you're mad at. What are you upset about that they did, or the liberals, or the? It's so many fucking terms, bro. You ever think about just how many terminologies there are that to put people into fucking categories and boxes, bro? We all live in this world. We all want food. We all want happiness to some degree, love, sex, all the good, fun, great shit that come with being alive. How many times do you really think people enjoy fucking being aggravated and mad and frustrated and sickened? And you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to start asking the right questions, bro. Fuck all this other bullshit. Let's figure out how we can say, listen, we're done. A lot of times it's crazy. I see a lot of these posts about people, and they're like, they have these posts, especially the social media, like you're able to kind of, get to a deeper party when you're engaging with people. But it's just like, you see people say like, hey, let's do a blackout day. Hey, let's everybody fuck everything. Let's all stand up for something, and nobody go to work, nobody go to school, don't spend any money for the entire day. And you think to yourself, like, damn, that'd be crazy. Like, that would work. That would do this. That would do that. But then you also think to yourself, but I got bills. If I get fired, if I blah, 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 you got a bunch of reasons that are legit. You know what I'm saying? But you have a bunch of reasons why you don't want to invest in that way. You're scared. You're nervous, and it makes sense. But when you think about the importance of standing up with people collectively so that you can actually do something, it is a scary thing, and it's not easy to do. But if you really think about, damn, what would that do? The power from that would be unbelievable, bro. But man, it's crazy. I have to jump in real quick. Salute, big bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. You saying you want to come on, E? You trying to come on? You want to talk some shit? I'll definitely let you on if you want, bro. We talking about some other stuff tonight. But listen, like I said, guys, just think about why you mad, yo. Just really think about why you mad, because it's too much going on right now where people really need to understand. Remember, you're looking at a screen with a whole bunch of people who can put shit on it. That's it. Think about it. Think about it. Just never forget that shit. Some of it's true. Some of it's a lot of it's false. A lot of it is bullshit. A lot of stuff is coming out that is truthful showing, exposing, but still, it's in somebody's control, whatever the fuck you're saying. All right, let's get to the brass tacks we're talking about tonight. So, this show is not going to be long. I'm telling y'all right now. Just got back to it. I had some crazy shit happen before I jumped on tonight. Like I said, I just kind of really wanted to vent. But something else I've been kind of like, going about. If you guys know, Brian B, I'm married, happily married, got a beautiful family, happy with my family. And I have these thoughts sometimes because I'm getting older, man. I'm not old, but I'm getting older. I'm turning 39 this year. I'm going to be 40 soon. That's definitely a mark. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely a bulletin point that you hit. And with getting to that point, I'm really starting to have different perspectives that are legit changing, like every time I'm experiencing something. So one of the ones that I was thinking about is, hey, I'm married now. Like, me and my wife are happy together. Me and my wife have talked to each other, which I think a lot of, couples do, hopefully, who decide to get married, and they tell themselves like, hey, listen, this is it. We together. Yeah, we ain't fucking going nowhere. All right. I would love to, but I have to be at work at 2. I got you. No problem. Just wanted to see if you wanted to jump in. But you say all this other stuff, and your goal is to long term, right? You want to make it work for as long as you can. But at the end of the day, it doesn't always happen that way. But if you really are serious and you are committed to doing that, You get married most of the time. People get married, maybe at least first marriages happen in the 20s and shit. That's pretty early, bro. I just said I'm almost 40. So if you take 20 years and go to 20, people who get married at 20 years old, they have life expectancy of maybe, let's just say, to be fair, 70 to 90 years, around there, just about, maybe 100, maybe all that. But roughly it's usually about, like, you hitting 70, you hitting 80, maybe 90. So it's like you got a pretty long time, bro. That's like 60 years that you're saying, I want to commit to this person. I don't want to entertain anybody else. I want to stay in this one situation, and I want to grow, and I want to do stuff. Gotcha. That's a hell of a decision. It's a hell of a decision. A lot of times you hear about people that doesn't work out. They don't do this. They have different options. They have different reasons. They have different temptations that they take, that they use, that they, that they want to use. At the same time, your decision was valid when you made it, but you didn't consider everything that came with it. Chris Rock, comedian Chris Rock, he had a special. I don't know if this was on Bigger and Blacker, um, or if it was on Never Scared, but he had a line that he said. He said, "You can be two things. You could be married and bored, or you can be single and lonely." And if you hear this, the bit, it's a really good bit, and it makes a lot of sense, because basically it's explaining, like, hey, listen, you're married, right? You got somebody, you started a life with somebody, maybe you had some kids, you got a dog, you go on vacations together, you do the same thing. After a while in life, if you're getting like me, about 40 years old, you start seeing the repetitiveness of life. You start seeing the repetitive nature of life. You happy to be alive, but for the most part, especially in America and in the world, you got to work. You got to do certain things. You got to sleep. You got to eat. You got to do certain things. Things can be different. Things can be spontaneous. If you got a little bit of money, you have a little bit more fun, right? You're able to do some things a little bit more regularly than you should. But at the same time, if you got a little bit more money, a lot of times you're working for it. So you got to work harder than you. There's a lot of factors. But when you have a family and you got everybody and you're stable in your situation, you know where you are. Okay. Even though that's good, it's confident, it's structured, it's also known. All right. And what I mean by that is, like, there's not an experience of spontaneity or spontaneousness, whatever you want to call it. There's not any kind of thing like that. It's not that feeling from remembering when you were single. Okay. This is going to sound crazy, but hear me out, yo. When you were single, you went to the grocery store and you picked up the bananas, and somebody right next to you grabbed the bananas at the same time and put their hand on it and saying, "Oh, excuse me. I was going to get those bananas." And you look at it, it's a beautiful girl, beautiful woman, and she's standing there and she's looking at you like, "Oh, you can have them." And you say, "No, you can have them, ma'am." And it's electric, and it's the spark that you weren't, a bad day at work. Your car broke down, all this shit going on, and you grab the bananas together. You met a beautiful woman, and there's something there, that anything can happen moment. And something happens, and you meet her, and you do this, and you do that, or whatever. And maybe you went on a couple of dates, maybe it didn't work out. You're still single. You go to the car mechanic to get your car fixed. Oh, this girl in the waiting room, she's getting her car fixed. Oh, hey, you like it? Yeah, you got this car. You got the conversation. Everything you do is something new, or can be something new in that area, in that environment. That's your single. But when you're married, you know what you got. You know what you're going home to. You know what you have. And even if you love it, you know it. So that's what Chris Rock meant about married and bored, single and lonely. One of the things that I'm noticing as I've reached this age is people that I know who aren't married, who are single, and kind of still living the single life, bachelors, bachelorettes. They always tell me about how they wish they can be settled down and relax especially reaching this age, man. That's another big thing. Like you get to a point, bro. I think most people get to a point for the most part where it's like, all right, already. I don't feel like this, and I don't want to. I don't want to meet nobody. I just want to sit down and do whatever the fuck I gotta do, whatever. I was just saying the same thing. That 40 mark seemed like the cat been like. It really do, man. It really do. And it's like when you think about it, it kind of is middle age, bro. For the most part, to live to 80 years old, you did some right shit. You had to do some right stuff, bro. You stopped eating McDonald's at 25. Or you just got weird ass genetics and you just made it that far. But it's like when you hit 40, man, that's a pretty good average, mid mark, I would say. So it's like, celebrate it for sure. But at the same time, it's just like you also kind of start to chill, man. You start to kind of relax and you start to kind of get some, a little bit more I don't want to call it lazy, but it's just like you just kind of you're comfortable with yourself for the most part, bro. You know what you're doing, man. Fuck it. I didn't work out for 30 years. I'm gonna brush my little hair that I got that's balding and watch my shows. You know what I'm saying? You watch my television and shit. And you're good. Yeah, maybe every now and then you see something that reminds you, you walk around, you see two people holding hands, maybe you get a little whatever, you want to, do something. But at the same time, it's just like you get more comfort when you're fucking getting older, man. You just kind of you're used to the life a little bit. You're used to the day to day. So it's like, they come and say, yo, listen, I want to settle down. I want to do this. I'm tired of running around. Then the married people that I know, they got the opposite. It's just like, sometimes it's the opposite. They got the opposite where it's like, hey, listen, I'm kind of doing this. I want to do this. I want peace. That's a big one. I want peace. I kind of want to just be by myself a little bit, or not even that they want to break up, but you always are a lot of times looking for like, man, I just want to kind of relax. There's so many times I kick everybody ass, like, get out, like, go upstairs. I'm going in here. I'm going around, and you just try to have that space because you're so used to always sharing everything with everybody. So it's just such this weird, like, hey, you miss what you don't have and have what you don't miss or whatever. But it's just like I'm starting to notice it for myself where I'm married. I'm not bored. I've got a lot of stuff going on constantly, and it's because of the investment. But when I watch these videos on TikTok and stuff like that, with people who are coming home and doing their little, like, after work ritual, sometimes it gets to me, man. Sometimes I'm looking at it like, man, it must, like, I don't even remember that feeling of, damn, I'm coming home and there's nobody in the house. What the fuck? It's like magic when you're you live with 6 people and a dog. Bro, listen, that's like magic, bro. You walk in the house, there's nobody there. You get to walk in the house and light candles and, cook for one. You know what I'm saying? Barely make any dishes. You got fucking 3 dishes that you just made that you instantly wash out. Bro, that shit be looking like magic, yo. And I was thinking about that the other day when I was just like, damn. So is that like a part of it? Is it a part where it's just like people are not necessarily wanting to be like, not with somebody because they're, bored or something like that or whatever, but is it just because, yo, sometimes you just miss the life. Like you miss going out and being single and just having those experiences. You miss just being able to say, fuck it, I'm just leaving and just doing whatever I want to do with no attachments, with no nothing. You miss it. There's no fucking doubt about it. I think anybody who say they don't miss it is either lying or they just came from that shit. But you really do miss it, man. I mean, there's a lot of times where I sit back and I gotta just remember, like, damn, I see people like in a movie going out and trying to experience like a first date, and I'm like, damn, I remember, like, you think to yourself, like, damn, I'm never gonna have a first date again. Like that shit's done. A first kiss, a first, all that shit. And it's like, a part of it is good. You don't got to worry about all these people being nasty and stuff. It's a lot of yin and yang, man. But I was thinking about that when I was thinking about that Chris Rock bit, and the grass is always greener, man. It's always a situation where it's just like you see other people living life, and you're not. What would you prefer? I guess that's like the next question. Like, that what would you prefer when you're with somebody? There is a lot of stuff that can happen that's also very worrisome and stressful, whether it be cheating and infidelity and stuff like that, whether it be money and financial. That's another huge thing. You see it all the time, especially people with like, baby moms and baby fathers and stuff like that who leave them. And there's so much that can happen that can go wrong that can affect your life when you're with people and something happens to them, with their health and stuff like that. Somebody, passed away, somebody gets sick, somebody gets this. Now you got people, and you don't just have yourself to worry about. You got other people. So it's like, times 3 or times 4. It's just there's so many checkpoints, man, that's hard to keep up with when you are in relationships. But when you are single, and I'm making that part sound like more, glorious, right? Because I don't have that anymore. So that's the part that, you kind of miss. When you're single and you have nobody and no attachments, you're just literally, bro, you wake up and say, fuck it, I'm going to the moon. You can. I mean, even if you lose your house, you lose all your shit. And you just like, fuck it, I'll just walk. Remember Forrest Gump? Forrest Gump said, focus on bad shit happened to him. He just started running out of nowhere. He had to think about nothing. You can't do that shit being no dad or a husband or anything like that. Not getting a phone, your fucking pocket be ringing before you got to the damn sneakers. But it's just like, yo, sometimes I just think about it, man. A lot of things. I think about a lot of things now. And I just compare, like, there's certain things in life that, hey, listen, I'm not going to be doing no more. If I'm lucky too, and I hope me and my wife, we stay committed like we are. We got a good plan. We do good things. We try to build with each other. We fight and bicker like most, but it is what it is. Like, you just try your best to make things right and do the right thing as much as you can. But you really do start to get this feeling of just like, it's not I don't care, but it's just like whatever. It's just like whatever, man. I don't need to see all the newest, latest stuff. I don't need to be a part of all the the music and all this other. I fucking the Super Bowl show came on and everybody was talking about the whole Bad Bunny thing, and people are legit mad. And I'm sitting here like, yo, y'all are so mad. Like it's a guy who's singing. I get it. Okay, it's not in English. All right, I get you, bro. But that's what y'all motherfuckers is like. Y'all really arguing over every fucking thing, bro. The dude, he made some songs. I don't speak Spanish either. I'm fucking half Spanish and I don't speak Spanish. So it's just like, I didn't understand it either. But at the end of the day, it's just like, it's I don't know what people want, bro. Because the Bad Bunny shit, I was jamming. I mean, it's not my music that I listen. I would never like download any of his songs or anything. But when it was on, I was like, oh shit, okay. There's some club type shit. And I appreciated that he got that experience for, the culture and stuff like that. He was representing for his people. I'm pretty sure everybody with Puerto Rican Hispanic heritage, like, yo, it's super. That's your time right there. And why can't they have their time, bro? It's just that's the part that I don't understand. Like, we do share this country, man. I don't know why so many people feel so fucking entitled, man. It's just it's aggravating. And that's the reason why people like got so much hate and stuff. It's just like, yo, y'all got so much fucking entitlement. Like, let them have their moment, bro. There's gonna be another fucking Super Bowl. You telling me there's one guy, they ain't never had that shit before. And one guy got y'all up and y'all gonna have, we're gonna have our own Super Bowl party. How fucking silly and stupid must you feel? And that's what be crazy because like I'm saying all this shit now, and I'm 40, like, about to be 40 years old. And these motherfuckers just like 50, 60. Like, how old are you, bro? Like, why do you care so much? You know how many times I say to myself, like, all these old ass politicians and shit like that, like, why the fuck do y'all about to be gone from this planet? Like, why do y'all still care so much? Go sit down, bro. Like, y'all motherfuckers is passing out in interviews and shit. Why do y'all care so much, man? Y'all don't got no room no more. That'd be like my big ass talking to fucking these little high school kids. Oh, why y'all listen to this rap? But they don't give a fuck about me. I'm telling you, bro, we really need to start figuring out why we mad, yo. But listen, yo, You're married and bored, you're single, you're lonely, you're sitting around, or you're going out. Either one. At some point, I think if you're living and you're going through life, you start to have these questions and these thoughts of, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I did that. Am I gonna do this anymore? You really start questioning the shit that's really important, man. And then a lot of times, if you're smart, man, you're able to discern that shit. And you're like, listen, I thought I needed all this extra stuff. I thought I wanted all this extra stuff. I'm going through a process right now where it's like I'm really starting to pay attention to what I'm eating and starting to literally like, understand like, hey, listen, you can't eat this shit all the time and you can't do this. Maybe you'll never have this, for the rest of the year. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you'll eat a piece of cake a couple times in a year or some shit. And I'm starting to understand, like, that's legit, like, how you fucking need to be. Like, you can't be doing the same things. A lot of things start changing, bro. And it's just really crazy to go through it, but also to watch it because we are more connected with each other more than ever. And you got to cipher through the bullshit, but it's like you're watching people's progressions, man. And it gets really interesting, man. You see a lot of people that you went to high school with and school with. You see them raising their families. If they're on social media a lot, they go on to vacations. There was a couple of days ago where I was looking at somebody's Facebook page while I was on Facebook or whatever, and it was somebody I went to school with, and I looked at their kid, and their kid was like fucking graduating, and I remembered when they had their kid. And I was like, I'd never seen this fucking person. I never even, talked to them. I never even hit them up or whatever. I might have like, said congratulations in a comment or whatever. But I looked at the damn thing and I just saw it. And I was just passing by, just scrolling, and I just happened to see it. And their kid was graduating. And I'm like, I've literally known this person since I was in school. And now they've had their child, and their child is now graduating just like we graduated. And I'm saying to myself, I'm in a whole nother cycle, bro. You really start to understand that this life shit, it just goes. And if you're lucky and you're smart and you're able to experience more and more, it's really fucking crazy, bro. It's like you just don't know. You just don't know what can happen in the experiences that you're actually watching, yo. Do you feel as though your friends are advancing in life faster than you? Listen, that's a really good question. Thank you, Liberty Switcher. That's a really good question. I mean, I actually don't. I really don't. To be honest, I definitely feel like I've hit a lot more points than a lot of people that I personally know, and I mean, really, really, really available to say that too. I feel like I've definitely hit a lot more points than a lot of people that I know. Um, in my like surroundings, not like on Facebook. I mean, there's not too many people that I can think about, even the people that I see, that I'm like, oh man, they got a great look at this life or whatever. I know there's a couple people I know that got into Hollywood and stuff like that. There's a couple people I know that like they got really good jobs and they travel and do stuff and club promoting and a whole bunch of different things or whatever. Sometimes you see people and you're like, oh man, that's interesting. You're happy for them. But as far as me, man, I really do think that I turned out pretty okay, man. I didn't think that my life was gonna go this way in any type of way. I thought that I was gonna be kind of really rough. I didn't know if I was gonna. I was one of the motherfuckers. I was scared that I was gonna make a mistake and just mess up everything for myself because I was reckless. I used to be really reckless. But turning out, having a family and kids and a house and a dog and a job and a business and listen, bro, I didn't think the shit was gonna be for me. So yeah, I definitely don't think that people's lives are advancing faster than me. I'm just starting to feel like I'm noticing the patterns in life. Maybe I'm also noticing like I definitely have ambitions and goals and things that I want to do, but I just don't have that same kind of thought process where it's like, oh, everything's super exciting in the sense of I need to be a part of everything. I need to see everything. A lot of things I'm kind of just easier to just, I'm okay. I'm okay. I don't need that shit, yo. What's your main goal to achieve in the next 5 years? Man, I'm getting interviewed now. I'm all for it too. Yo, in the next 5 years, listen, man, in the next 5 years, I'll do you one better, man. Within the next year, I want to drop a lot of weight. I'm in that process right now, man. I'm drinking like 0-calorie drinks and stuff like that. I'm on a really good diet. My wife is like literally just taking over the kitchen. She's feeding me. She's not even like letting me in, and we're just doing this the right way. So definitely working on health within the next 5 years. Like that's going to be a well-round routine to just get me on a constant pattern. I would love for the show to grow and advance consistently. That's one of the biggest things that I've wanted to do, and just grow in different ways, whether it be sponsorship, whether it be maybe getting onto a different network, whether it be just the people that I'm meeting that want to come on the show and talk about different things they're doing and growing that way. Definitely looking for that. And then of course, man, just of course, get a little bit more money and stuff like that and go through that process. But let me see. Let's see. Have you started a GLP to help you lose weight? If not, why not? I don't even know what a GLP is, so I don't know. GLP is I listen, to start losing weight. You know what I did? I said, fuck it, I'm fat and I'm tired of fucking being fat, and that's just what it is. And then believe it or not, I actually really know how to work out and do all the different stuff. I have everything that I need as far as the tools. You just get comfortable, man. I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions. Like people who are big, they don't know what to do or they don't know about. I think a lot of people do know. A lot of people just kind of just don't do it. And I know that's my category right there. Like I know I honestly know with the right willpower and all that shit or whatever, I can fucking drop like 80 pounds in like 3 months, bro, on some real shit. Legit too, not even just like, oh, I'm just starving myself. Like I'm talking about legit. But yeah, willpower's a bitch, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, my biggest problem is discipline. I like to sit around, you sit around, get some snacks, chill the fuck out. I work from home, so I don't, do a whole bunch of going out and driving and shit anymore. So it's just a bunch of stuff like that or whatever. But working out isn't the key. Food is. Avoid all carbs, no sugars, no juice, no bread, no pasta, no rice, no cereal ever. I feel you, bro. I definitely understand. That's kind of where I'm at now. We started this new thing, for anybody who's listening who wants like a little information. But yeah, we started this thing where me and my wife, we're working basically meat, protein, and vegetables and fruit, man. And that's pretty much like the main things that I'm eating. Like this morning, man, we had it was like a little hummus with some snap peas, some peppers, and some broccoli and shit. And when I tell you, bro, I ate that, I had carbonated water and some tea, and I was super good, bro. I was super good. Fruit is carbs. Yeah, but there's different types of sugars though. You get fruit is sugar. Sugar's, a type of carbs or whatever, but they're a good sugar. If you're trying to lose weight, you definitely don't want to um have like mostly fruits or have an abundance of certain things like that. But fruit is still definitely a good part of it. No, not true. There are not different types of sugars. I don't know. Yeah, well, I'd have to look it up a little bit more or whatever to see it. But I appreciate you coming in. What was this thing you said? Within the next 2 years, you will be using trizepate or it will change your life. Wow, damn, I never even heard of that before, bro. To your body, sugar is sugar. Avoid it. Hey, listen, bro. I definitely take your word for it. I am definitely trying that route right now, especially since I'm trying to get away from it because you definitely crave it. I mean, even right now, like I'm used to getting off the show. I go grab me something to eat for a minute before I go and chill upstairs and everything. But can't do that no more. So I'm not even like I'm trying to avoid like the kitchen as much as possible. So just eating really less right now. But I definitely appreciate it. And your doctor will mention trizepatide soon. Your A1C is too high. Your doctor knows that. Damn, you definitely seem like you know what you're talking about, bro. But I appreciate the love. But listen, guys, I just all got into a fucking interview with Brian B. Listen, guys, thank you so much. We back this week. We coming back at it. Tomorrow night, we're gonna be back with Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk. Like I said, we ain't gonna do too long of a show tonight. I got some stuff I gotta finish up upstairs and everything. But it feels good to be back. First show of February, and we're gonna keep it going with the entertainment show on Thursday as well with me and Kyle, and we'll be talking about the 80s. Next week, we're gonna have a brand new web show for you with a whole new thing. Probably Kyle's gonna be back. I may have a couple other people on, and I think we're gonna do kind of a free talk because there definitely is a lot going on, and we want to kind of hit some more topics. But guys, until then, I want to tell you, make sure that you guys keep doing what you're doing. And anybody on their mission, man, remember what I said, yo, just try to remember why you're mad, yo. Everybody needs to try a little bit harder, a little bit more remembering, bro. We do need each other. People do need each other. As crazy as it sounds, as much as you might not think it, we need each other, bro. We got to do a little bit more collectively to be a little bit more a part of each other. And remember, there's a lot of bad shit, but there's a lot of good shit. Stay true, stay positive, pay attention, and do your best, man. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Let's go. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed that episode, make sure you head on over to the Beeline Entertainment LLC YouTube channel, where we have so much more for you. We have the Beeline Web Show on Tuesday nights, as well as Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk on Wednesdays, and of course, the Beeline Entertainment Show on Thursday night. Join us and make sure that you hit that like, hit that share, and of course, subscribe with that bell button for the notifications so you can make sure you're getting all the great content from the Beeline Entertainment LLC.